I've been investing since I was 18 years old, have a net worth of over 500K at the age of 26, and I really like personal finance, so much so that the majority of my content on my YouTube channel is focused around it. So I think I have a pretty unique perspective about making videos about money online with the end goal of getting views, getting subs, and earning trust. That's not to say that you need any sort of qualifications to talk about personal finance, but it is to say that I know more than the average person, and it really pisses me off to see people who are intentionally making malicious content online. But as they say, there are some true diamonds in the rough. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down 4 YouTubers that I actually trust on YouTube, as well as talking about how you can think a little bit more critically about what you see online, especially when it comes to personal finance. I'm not a marketer in any way, shape, or form, but I've seen online and just in general how ad campaigns and how people are able to manipulate you by playing on your insecurities. And it's also why athletic brands are casting people who look like Chris Hemsworth instead of an average guy like me. And money content is no different, and I would actually argue worse, because every single person has some sort of money insecurity. Because the simple truth is that everybody wants money. Playing on your insecurity of wanting money, and especially wanting it fast, is how these bad actors are able to establish trust and gain social clout. They flash their cars, they flash the vacations, and they say that you can have all of this if only you pay the $100 a month Discord call out or just buy their course. I want you to ask yourself, what is the ulterior motive of this person or of this video? Everything on YouTube is in the name of watch hours and click-through rate, and YouTube incentivizes creators to edit their videos in a way to force people to watch longer and force people to spend more time on the app. It's in the creator's best interest to make videos that people will watch for a long time and watch often. And that leads to some creators making very doom and gloom type of personal finance videos where they're talking about, oh, the stock market's gonna explode, oh, you have to sell this, you have to do that. So if you see a video of a guy in a Ferrari or a thumbnail with a really large number, it's all in the game to socially prime and make the viewer trust the person who's talking. And a very clear example of this is how I primed you at the beginning of the video. I said that I'm 26 years old and have a net worth of over $500,000, which should prime you to trust me more. And I'm not lying about those figures, I actually do have that, and it's very well documented on my YouTube. But if I wanted to, I could very easily stretch or exaggerate my numbers to get more social clout. So we've covered why bad money videos work. They prey on your insecurities, they're flashy, they're fun, they're exciting. The truth is, for majority of people, the path to wealth is long and it is boring. And that's why the videos that are made about those processes are long and also boring. There are 3 ways to actual long-term wealth. I guess 4 if you count being born into it. But number 1 is being lucky, buying a casino pick. That's being lucky. Number 2 is being smart. If you're a very good business owner and you start your own business, then you can make a lot of money. But that requires a lot of risk, and it requires you to be very good at starting a business. Now, the third way for long-term wealth, and is the way that majority of people should be investing, is the boring way. Buy the average, invest early, invest often, and invest for a long time. And that's how I was able to get my net worth at this age. Which brings me to the 4 people that I actually trust on YouTube. This is not an exhaustive list. It's just people that I've been watching recently that I think do a really good job of making money videos on YouTube. The first is Richard Kaufman of The Plain Bagel. Richard is an investment analyst that works at some company in Ottawa and is one of the YouTube OGs in the personal finance space. His videos range from explaining how stocks work to covering recent events without having any FOMO or dread or doom and gloom. And Richard actually has a video that's kind of similar to this, where he talks about why he's still working his investment banking job when he has almost 1 million subscribers and he could easily just do YouTube. So I'll link that video in the description, and I really recommend checking it out. The next person I want to talk about is Ben Felix. He's a portfolio manager at PWL Capital, and he's also one of the GOATs, one of the OGs. Kind of funny, both the guys that I mentioned are both Canadian, but that has nothing to do with it. I have no bias here. Now, Ben's videos are always very well researched and very well articulated. And if I'm being honest, a lot of the time it goes over my head, especially his podcast, which is The Rational Reminder. But that being said, the way that he breaks down these topics by distilling all this very complicated information that's coming from these studies in a way that's palatable for an average person is honestly amazing. And both of them don't have links in their bios for some Discord or some course nonsense. But that's not to say that if you're using your channel to sell or using your social media presence online to sell something, that is necessarily bad. I think that there's a way to do it ethically and there's a way to do it properly. A great example of someone who sells something without damaging their integrity for their core audience is James Knoll. James is a YouTuber that I found pretty recently. He's a certified financial planner and he's the founder of a retirement advisory firm called Root. On his channel, he goes over legit tax strategies that you can use when you're approaching or when you get to retirement. He does this by going over client examples that he has and using his template that shows you how you can actually use all of the hard-earned money that you made during your working years to retire. He's not gatekeeping any of the information that he talks about in his videos, but the template that he uses is obviously tied to his firm. Him making videos and him having clients is not a conflict of interest because the way that he presents this information is very genuine and looks at a holistic view of one person's finances. In my opinion, his videos are very informative, and like I said, he has a very holistic view on investing, which I really resonate with. Now, another person that sells something or has sold something and has a YouTube channel now is Ramit Sethi. Ramit has a YouTube channel where he often reviews his subscribers' finances finances and also talks about tips and tricks about personal finance and investing. But I think he's most known for his Netflix series as well as his best-selling book called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. But based off the videos that I've seen, he seems to be very grounded, very empathetic, and holistically looks at personal finance and investing in a very similar way that I do, which is why I really resonate with his videos. And I want to bring it back to critique myself because this has kind of been like a meta-analysis over all of YouTube, so it'd be kind of silly to not talk about my own channel. I genuinely really enjoy the topic of personal finance, helping others, and FIRE. And my overall mantra for making videos on YouTube is that if one person found my content just a little bit helpful, then all of that time and all of that work was worth it. I have no link in my bio aside from my very free Discord, and I have no sponsorships yet. But I'm going to be completely honest, the idea of monetization on YouTube definitely plays a very large factor on the topics that I talk about, the way I structure my videos, the thumbnails I use, and the way that I deliver my messages. Even the way that I primed you at the beginning of the video to make you trust me more, as well as to get you to watch for longer. If it were up to me, I would really not like to think about thumbnails and how to package information and how to deliver information to keep you watching, and especially not editing videos. But the reality of social media, content creation, etc. is not that. So unfortunately, I have to play the game just a little bit. With that being said, I went over some indicators or traits that you can look for in order to determine if people are trustworthy or not on YouTube. I think it's most importantly to think critically and to trust your gut. If you watch a video or you watch someone and what they're doing or who they are is too good to be true, it probably is. The most likely way for the majority of people to get long-term wealth is to buy the average, invest early, invest often, and invest for a very long time. Don't let the desire of easy cheat codes lure you into buying random crypto coins or buying random personal finance courses. And I'm trying my best to make my channel one of those resources. So if you rock with the mission, please consider liking, subscribing. And if you want to see me put my money where my mouth is, you can watch this video right here where I talk about my net worth at 26 years old.